I am with the amazing Ambadasi and Michelle Forbes. And it is a gift to be with you. And I have the pleasure of working with you and collaborating with you. And it is a gift to my life to be with you. And we have been talking about some things, and I'd asked you to come and have a conversation about. We decided actually together on fair and equitable exchange. And yeah, so I'm excited to talk with you today. And I wanted for you to do a little bit of an intro, if you would, and introduce yourself and yeah, what has value, meaning in your life for you, and to share that with our
Sounds great.
listeners.
Thank you for inviting me and having me on. My birth name is Michelle Forbes, and my spiritual name was given to me, and it is Ambadasi, which means the servant to the mother of all creation, which is
Mm.
interesting because my birth name, Michelle, is the female derivative of Michael, the archangel, which means she who is like God. So, yeah. I
Demon
am
Slayer
currently
too.
residing in, right, yes,
Angel
exactly.
Michael.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, does not take any mess.
No.
Um, I'm in Seattle, Washington. I co-own a cute little ice cream shop, our bonbon shop to be specific, right here in the Central District of Seattle, Washington. Um, what I do, I make good ice cream, and I'm a student of life. I have certifications in different modalities from yoga nidra to Reiki, um, um, plant medicine, divine master alchemy, and I've also taken your soul identity course, and so now I've been initiated in knowing my soul, which has been great. And there was a lot of things that I've learned in that course, and our topic of today was definitely one of them, which is the fair and equitable exchange that we're going to dive into.
Yay.
Yep, that's me.
Yay. Thank you for being with me. And a myriad of other
Mhm.
things, I mean, like a Grammy and, some music and being
Yep,
an engineer.
that's
And
true.
you know what I'm saying? Like there's a
I
few other
forgot.
things, but of
Yeah,
course you would
I
not
did
say
forget. Yes,
them.
you're right. I mean, because sometimes it's like a past life, so I do forget about
Yeah.
that sometimes. I'm a mommy, so I
Yeah,
can't
you're
ever forget that.
mommy. Yeah.
A proud mommy of a beautiful human being. Yeah, I did sound engineer for years and won an award or two.
Yeah.
So yeah.
One or two. Yeah. And you're an amazing sister
Mhm.
and friend and
Yes.
collaborator. And yeah,
Thank you.
what a
Yes.
blessing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, yeah, so we wanted to talk a little bit about fair and equitable exchange, which I think is an important question and um, something to really reflect on at this time. And so
Hmm.
I mean, the word fair is an interesting word. Just the word fair
Right.
itself is just such an interesting
Hmm.
word. Equitable is a very interesting word in its own
Right.
self.
Yep.
Exchange is, so each of
Exchange.
those, like you
Hmm.
could just take that, each of these ideas, and so I wanted to talk about. I mean, I think that this is about, fair and equitable exchange is about energy, and
Hmm. Hmm.
um, and I wanted to know your thoughts about. I mean, we can talk about it as currency, we can talk about it as energy, but there is this exchange that is needed
Yep.
for everything to
Yes.
work. Everything is
Right.
dependent on something else in order to live.
Hmm. And it's
Um,
not just transactional. You know what I mean? When people hear exchange, they think transaction, and
mm,
you tapped on it, which I definitely wanted to say that it just doesn't have to be about currency. It's relational. It's you know fair in and of itself does not always mean equal, because what's fair for someone might not be, or I should say, what's equal to someone may not be equal to someone else. It's about like the different contributions that you put or you give within a situation or relationship. So, and also it's like your word, it's your integrity um, that encompasses it, the whole thing,
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole concept of fair and equitable exchange. You know, if I give something and we agree on something, then yes, how much time are you putting into it? How much time am I putting into it? What are you bringing to the table? What am I bringing to the table? So, it's first of all, it starts with a conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Oh, a
to
conversation.
keep things clear.
Wow.
Hmm. It
Wow.
does.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I've heard of those. No,
Right.
no. I mean, really.
And it's true. Yeah, yeah. And even this exchange that we're doing, that it took us a minute to get it locked in. And, some of the things it fell on me because the
Mm,
first time I had an event, second time, I don't know if it was a Men in Black situation where I just completely
mm,
blanked out and forgot. And it goes down to your word, it's
mm,
down to you committed to something, and you have to keep your word for what it is you committed to,
mhm.
and you have to show up, and you just have to, and then if you don't in this event where
Yeah.
last 2 weeks or whatever, where I forgot, first of all, I'm
Mhm.
admitting it, I'm taking ownership of that, and you make it right.
Right. That's it. You know?
You make it right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I think
Yeah.
too, but Dacia, like, I think we're all so pushed and squished, and there's just so many things that I think are,
Hmm.
we really have so much capacity, and how do we, allow ourselves some, I don't know, fealty, forgiveness, mercy, grace,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
which we're talking about the other night, but just, yeah, there's grace for that, and there's room for mistakes.
Hmm.
But I think that that's so true. Like, am I good from my word? And
Yeah.
now it's like, wow, you have to have a paper trail of like 1,000 things just to make sure somebody does the fucking thing they said they were going to
Right.
fucking do. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's this ability to, I mean, can't we just shake hands? Can't we just do it because we cherish
Right.
and care for one another? And, um, so interesting. I'm wondering, like, I think about the ice cream shop, which is, you
Hmm.
guys, I mean, I have to say this is the best ice cream in the entire. I've had many ice creams, but yeah,
uh,
this is so amazing, and just the
Thank you.
energy, and it's your grandmother's recipe. It's your grandmother's great
Great
grandmother.
grandmother. Yeah, great grandmother.
Oh, hi, great grandmother's
Great.
recipe.
Yep, and great grandfather. Yep. Hmm. That's
Okay,
them.
so there's
Yeah,
something
it's our
just,
great. Yeah.
yeah. I'm curious about how that. I mean, I wonder how that feels to have. I mean, and they're literally behind you, like they've got your back.
Yeah, like got my back. Right. Hmm.
I mean, literally.
No,
And
seriously.
yeah, and so that's like an ancestral currency that's like coming
Yeah, it is.
down. Can you talk about that a little bit? How that feels, or what that touches in you?
So they're because they're literally present on the wall every day, it's like they're there. So I see them often.
Mm,
Even when I'm
mm,
sharing at the window with customers about what it is that I do or what we do here, or it always, whenever I said this is our great grandmother's recipe, I get the, oh wow, and that intrigue kicks in because I think that's what now 4 generations.
yeah.
There are times when I'm in the creamery and I'm making the base where I sit and I'm thinking like, wow, this is it's like an alchemy. I know, and I hate to use that,
Oh,
but it
it
kind
is.
of is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Of how she or they both put it together and then fed the family. And so
Wow.
it was a treat. I remember my grandfather, because these are my paternal, this is my dad's mom and dad. And I remember my grandfather um, speaking on his mom rarely, but I do remember this one time I was falling asleep on his lap and he was rubbing my earlobe and
Oh,
it just kind of lulled me to sleep. And I remember him saying he, his mom used to do that to him to put him to sleep. And the way it came out, it was just so endearing. So it's like when I think of her, I think of that moment, and then I'm like, and you left the family with ice cream. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's like it speaks about her character or their character because they could have both made it. Um, and to be able to carry that on and share with the world, it
Mm,
it's very it's big. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't it's a very interesting it's a very interesting um, item or source to carry and share into the world to say like this is part of my family. Like you, when you bite into a dairy bonbon or ice cream that we make, it's part of my lineage. So you're indulging in something that we made here in this land, and she's coming through. You know what I mean? I hope that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And I
but
can like
it is
feel
interesting.
that, when you're, even as you're talking about like just talking about the like, and the bonbons are just this like contained sweetness. Like it's just this little like,
Yeah.
here's a sweet, like something sweet because,
Hmm.
and I mean, some of them are, they don't even have dairy in them, many of them,
Right.
you have all this
So yeah, the ones
like
that my sister and
organic.
I created, they don't. So
Yeah.
now it's like we're following in her footsteps of we've created something
Yeah.
with the vegan or plant based, and we are handing that down to the children. If you guys want to pick up the torch
Yeah.
or the baton and carry this on, who knows? My great nephew might be able to do that as well. And it's kind of going back, and as I'm thinking about it, circling back to the topic fair and equitable exchange, who would have thought I'm thinking like now, like ice cream would be a fair and equitable exchange to give to community because we put a lot of thought into what we do. Even as I'm making it, I have to make sure I'm in the right headspace.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it. I won't do it. I won't cook it. I won't make the base.
Yeah.
But obviously I have to change that attitude quick because I got to keep a business going. But even then, like even where we source our food, our ingredients, how we source them. I mean, I know people say that all the time, but for my sister and I, it goes a little deeper because food is energy. And here I
Yes.
am giving
Yes.
you something that I've created or that we've created, and now you're going to consume it, and now it's going to be in your body, and
Right.
how that's going to affect your body and your mood and all the things. That's huge.
Yeah.
And again, sitting down or being in the creamery and creating or cracking the eggs or measuring out the sugar. And again, if we're not feeling it,
Yeah.
you're going to feel it. And that's
Yeah.
not good.
No.
That's not fair. It's not
I
equitable. And it's
love
not the
that on
kind
the
of
top.
exchange that I'm trying to
Yeah.
give people.
That energy. And
Yeah.
um it's so, I mean, there's 5,000 things running through my head right now. One of them is that
Right.
movie, like Water for Chocolate. Do you remember that? Like Water
Yes.
for Chocolate,
Yes.
amazing movie. And we
Hmm.
believe that also, like both of my mothers taught me, that in our culture and in our tradition, it's really whatever feelings you have, you're putting into the food. So you do not go in the kitchen if you're having a shizzle. If you're not in
No,
a good
you
spot,
don't.
you do not make something for other people to eat. Um, and yeah, so I remember when I saw that film, I was like, oh my God, this is true.
It's real.
This,
It's real.
and, um, and also for those of us who are sensitives and those of us who are, yeah,
Right.
for those of us who are aware to, our feelings. And the other thing that I think about is the space itself, which was created by our brother Quinn, and
Yes. Yep.
and just I've heard some stories about these box. What are they called? The box stores or shops or
Small. Yeah, they're called small box. And it's a group of small car. It's a group. Basically, it's a strip. Thank you. Jeez, a strip of one car garages that the owner of the building converted into these little shops. And excuse me. And they're so sweet. They're so full of personality. 180 square feet, and as Quinn likes to say, it's the smallest ice cream shop or creamery. It's not just an ice cream shop; it's a creamery because
yeah,
we do everything on site, and that is capable of doing big things. And so, yeah, it's even with the build out, um, and being brought into that to because I think there's five spaces here
yeah,
that are open. You know, a couple of them are still trying to be rented out. But even during the process of the build out, Quinn took me under his wing and said, "Okay, you want to learn? I'm going to show you what it's like." And that was again another fair and equitable exchange. He's like, "Look, if you want your shop to be a certain way and you're saying you want to learn this, I'm going to teach you.
mm,
You just have to show up. If you show up, I'll show you what it is to do and make and build." And that is what I did. It was hard. It wasn't easy
yeah,
because, now not only am I responsible and I, again, asked, we had the conversation,
yeah,
I asked, and now it's time to produce. And I was now responsible not just for our space, I'm responsible for the other spaces too, making sure that, just kind of project managing
oh yeah,
the whole entire thing, which
yeah,
which was great, and it was a community. We had meetings at my house every week, and it really was a test of time. Everybody didn't cross the finish line. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
it's
well,
it's definitely what you put into it.
I was just going to ask that, like, and what do you think caused you to be able to, like, who crossed the finish line and how come? Like,
I really think it was the want and the need. For me, I could speak on the want and the need. I wanted this, and I needed to see it completed.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
mhm,
And again, there were so many things that were contributing to it, and so I wanted to just make sure that I showed up. Again, it goes back to the word. I said my
oh
my
yeah,
word, again to you. I was like,
yeah,
yes, I'll do the Substack, and yeah, let's have this
yeah,
conversation. And I wanted to make sure, no matter how long it took, but I was like, no, I'm going to do it. And then also, I asked for this before it even came about. You know what I mean? And then here, this opportunity came up, and I was like, okay, let's go. And I think it was the drive too, the
the drive,
drive,
yeah. And I
and to
think,
see something completed.
yeah, I think there's something that I think there's also excitement in creating something together. Like we're creating something else right
Yes.
now, Quetzal and Spirit Sanctuary and
Yeah.
these other things, but
Yeah. Yeah.
and many other things. But I think that there's the excitement of like making something together and real
Hmm.
community and like the
I
energy
love it.
and love and effort and
Yes.
excitement and creativity and counsel and and so would you can you show the space? Could you just like pan because the space is so
Sure.
beautiful, like what the two of you created together or what the team created together is
Yeah.
it's
Okay. Let's
really
see if I could.
beautiful.
Let's see if
So
I
yeah,
could turn this.
it's
So this is the creamery. I mean, this is the retail space. And
that's
so we have here the bonbon case where we store the gorgeous little bonbons. Again, the
babies.
grandparents, great
Hi,
grandparents, and then a little story
my elders.
about what it's all about.
What does it say?
It says, "Here's where dreams are churned through generations, where every scoop carries the whispers of back porch laughter, the hum of summer hymns, and the love laced legacy of our great grandma Sini."
Oh
And
my
then it says, "Let's savor the past and create new memories, one bonbon at a time." And that's
God.
like the whole we is like the community.
Mm.
So, and we also believe in, don't just be good, be bonbon.
Oh.
So that's our little saying. And then
Oh my
literally,
God.
this is it. It's just this little bitty space.
Oh, I love
And
that.
then, the dream big, all the things.
There's
And
that
then we're
tile work.
back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the tile work, yeah, that we write on, we use a lot, as you see. And then I have like little sayings. Speak what is true, speak what is pleasant. It's a Vedic
Oh,
teaching.
nice.
And then back to the front. And
Amazing.
another thing that we do, we have a lot of these little things around too. Be kind, and kindness will always follow you. So yeah, that's our little
Be
space
kind,
right here. Yep,
kindness, always
right
follow.
here in the CD.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
And one of my dad, PJ, is our dad, and so talking about legacy
Ancestor
and
legacy.
ancestors, and yeah, and just giving back, and also recognizing the ancestors. It was our dad who taught us how to make the ice cream, and it's his namesake. PJ is Papa John,
Oh,
and
Papa
so
John.
those are his. That's what the
Mm.
grandchildren call him, Papa John or PJ. And one of my dad's things with the ice cream is it's really big. It's Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 16. I should know this by heart. It's literally in my email stamp. But it's the saying that let all that you do let let all that you do be done with love.
Mm. Yeah.
And I truly believe that's why when it's time for us to make the base, if it ain't feeling lovely, you don't do it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
You don't build, you don't do anything if it doesn't feel right in the body.
Well, and what does and I feel as though, I mean, what you created together is so beautiful, and thank you for sharing it with
Oh,
us, and
thank you.
especially just
Thank
writing
you.
down
Thank you for
5.
letting me share.
Like, oh my God, and it's so beautiful,
I was
and
like, oh, is it clean?
yeah, you get to make it. You made it together, and with a
Yeah.
team. Yeah, and yeah,
Yes.
it's such a big part of the story. Um,
Hmm.
so I'm curious about uh, what love means to you. Like, what does so when you think about like, oh, I'm going to do this with
Ooh.
love, what does that mean? I'm curious. Is it a feeling? Is it something that you can cultivate? Is it something?
I, for me, I truly believe that love exists in all of us.
Mm,
Um, tr- true, true love to me is unconditional.
yeah,
Um, you know, and you, how you show up in your realness is, for me, with friendships, is how I accept you. Of course, there's all these other variables that have to be in there. I can love you. I can love
yeah,
you from afar. We don't always have to be in each other's face, or a friendship might die off, or the season may have expired for that friendship. But I'm going to always have some form of love because I want to I'm gonna say always, because
Yeah.
getting to the can you cultivate love? Yes. Short answer, yes. I've had to do it. There
Yeah.
was a family member that I wasn't feeling, and I actually felt that H word, which I'm not going to say, and I was not like I not like I wasn't okay with it, and that was very interesting. Um, I was okay being in that no because
Yeah.
I felt anger and I felt all that, but I knew that I had to get past that because what I didn't want was it to show up physically in my body.
Right.
So I had to spend time to with myself, admitting it, having ownership, being accountable for that
Yeah.
feeling, and
Moving it.
I had
Yeah.
to moving it
Feeling
through
it,
my body
moving it.
exactly, feeling
Yep.
it,
All
and
feelings are
then
there for a
eventually,
reason. Yeah.
yep, all feelings are valid, and that's what I definitely have
Yeah.
taught my daughter and my nieces and nephews. But don't get stuck in them. And I remember, funny that you said you have to cultivate it, and at first it's like, well, everybody's born with love, but yeah, you do. You do have. I think love has to be cultivated,
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
there was a flip side where this family member, I was like, I couldn't. Mm. And then now I'm like, even thinking about her and thinking about, like, my heart is vibrating right now
Yeah.
because it was someone that was very dear to my family foundation.
Hmm.
And um and the things that they did just were like shocking,
Yeah.
and that they continue to do, but yet and still I'm like, I love you. And it took me a minute to get
Yeah.
there. It took me a minute to get there. But yes,
So
love can
that's
be
more of
cultivated.
that
Yeah, and
unconditional love. Yeah.
yeah, that unconditional love is it can be cultivated, and sometimes it might happen faster.
Yeah.
But like the let all that you do be done with love. So when if I'm not
Oh,
feeling a lightness, that's when I'm here in the shop. If I'm not feeling light, um, then that's when I know it's not right for me to make something. Like I could be in the hustle and the bustle, like I got to do it,
yeah.
and I still do it. I burn the base, and
Yeah.
then there's all that, you know what I mean, that's wasted, and I gotta salvage it, or can you salvage it? So it does come up, it does come
Yeah.
up, or it might even look weird, or you churn the ice cream and it looks weird. So yeah, it's a whole process. And even within these walls, before we close them up, my sister and I were very, very serious about giving back to this community. And
Yeah.
because, I was born and raised in LA, I've been in Seattle since 2013. My mom was born and raised here, right here in
Um,
the Central District. She went to school right across the street, high school, and my grandmother
amazing.
worked there. So, um, to make sure that we showed up in a neighborhood that we weren't necessarily didn't necessarily grow up in. I've coined us seafair kids because it would always come up in the summer for seafair. But even in these walls, before we closed them up with the drywall, we wrote our ancestors' names
Oh,
the on the studs and the framework, and there's everything from Ayurvedic to Baha'i to Christian to our indigenous sayings or prayers written all on these posts to make sure that the protection is there, and to let the community know that we're here to support, give back, and we're a part of the community.
yeah.
So again, just getting back to our whole entire topic, is like, that's fair and equitable exchange could go so much deeper than than me giving you a flower, or
Right.
me showing up and putting in volunteer hours and things like that. It's the planting and the sowing of the seeds that
Yeah.
support people that are going to come behind us, or
Yeah.
even to support you when on that night where we have people coming to your new space to to help clean. But somebody might plant a little flower seed that you didn't even know, and you
Yeah.
might go out there like, oh, this is gorgeous, and you cut the flower and you put it in a vase, and it's sometimes it doesn't have to be said. You know what I mean? Some people could just do have fair and equitable exchange with even out someone even
Mm.
knowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Is
that makes
that,
sense.
yeah, that is, there's this, I think it's a Buddhist saying where they say, there's a lot of trees that we plant that we don't get to sit under. But
That's
oh, the
right.
shade and the hundreds and
The
thousands
shade.
of trees that will come from that one seed, we don't even know. And that tree isn't like, oh, well, I gave you something, so now, where's my exchange? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's already
Right.
built into, right, our breath. The trees
Yeah.
provide our breath.
Yes.
They provide, like, it's just, it's something that is so natural. It's like breathing itself,
Yes. Yes.
giving and receiving. And I wish that it was like that. And, you know,
Hmm.
how can we create more ease in this fair and equitable exchange? And, is one of the things that I'm reflecting on is,
Yeah.
how can we do that? Because I mean, for me, I do what I love, Ambadasi. Like, I love what I do
Hmm.
so much, and I love my
Yeah.
job, and oh my gosh, and there's this new business, and that's so exciting, and we're all collaborating on that, and but I think that, I love what I do. And so since I love what I do, anything that I purchase or any person that I come to, like if I come to you for bonbons, it's like I'm just exchanging love. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because
Yep.
I'm doing what I
Yes.
love, and you know,
Right.
and so I think that there's also just something like the exchange itself, like breathing, like how can we do that? How can we have some, easefulness in our fair and equitable exchange? And I mean, we don't even have to say fair if it's like breathing. I don't know. I just
It
wanted
just
to, yeah, I wanted to know your thoughts on it. It's an
the
interest.
I think yeah. How do we have ease in? Huh. For me, what comes up is again the conversation, the because there's breath in conversation, and
Mm.
the the ability to create a space where people can feel okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think what happens is um, there is a tension that people feel, or let me say for myself, that I feel like how I have to show up,
Mm.
if that makes sense.
Hmm.
So that might go completely against how I truly am, but I feel I need to show up because um, we're doing this back and forth, or we're having this exchange, and you might be, um, I might feel you are contributing more to the collaboration. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to to um, to show up just as much, and I have to say just as much, and I have to do just as much. When that creates that friction, and there's no ease in that, it's like show up how you are again. And I don't, I hate to use this, not hate, excuse me, I don't like to overuse this, but this is the word that just really works, and it's you show up being real and your authenticness,
Mm.
and you, this is what I got, this is how I am, and what is it that we could do together? You know what I mean? This what is it that I could bring that might fill this void in this whole collaboration? Um, or maybe it's not in this moment that I need to contribute,
Mm.
but being present is a contribution. I hope that makes sense.
Yes.
It's,
Oh,
you know
totally.
what I mean?
Just
Like,
the presence.
okay,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Hmm.
Mhm.
But on
You
the flip
know,
side
yeah.
of like a business aspect to it, what we have to realize is you started out saying there's energy, and if you're giving energy and someone is receiving that energy, then
Mm.
yeah, that's when you have to really like look, be honest with yourself. Should
Yeah.
I have sat down with you if I
Yeah.
can't contribute to what you've given me?
Yeah.
And I think that's the honesty that might the honesty and within myself is like, okay, I need your health chart, I need this, and you're like, okay, because you are who you are, and let's it's almost like let's get you right.
Yeah.
But in the same token, it's like we got to get you. You're working on getting someone right, or you're getting me right. But I knew when I sat down in front of you that I couldn't really contribute to what you're giving me. And I think that's the honesty and the transparency
Mm.
that cannot be lacked. That can't be a thing. You
Mhm.
know, people one have to survive,
Yeah.
and and uh, and energy is it, it's got a price tag on it. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna put it out there.
Yeah, definitely. My electricity does
you
cost.
know, right?
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I mean, and I ain't not trying to make it about the ice cream shop, but I had someone, this guy literally laughed at me when I told him, the price for a trio. He's like, oh, for 3 balls of ice cream? I'm like, and I felt away.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah.
I first felt away, but then I was like, dude, I'm like, we make everything from scratch by hand. I'm in here
Right,
scooping every little ball that you put in your mouth and I'm dipping it, or if there's a topping, I'm putting it on there. There's
right.
very little automation here. So it's the
It's an art.
understanding
It's really a
of
work of
it
art.
is an art, and it's
Yeah.
also the understanding of what someone is putting into what they're giving you,
Right. Oh,
and
yes.
not even giving you, but of what
Yeah.
they're offering and what they're asking for that
Yeah.
offering in exchange.
Yeah.
In exchange.
In exchange and to respect what's being offered and what's being asked,
Right.
but also if that's not possible at the time, just to right. But there's also just the pleasure of creating something together, making something
Hmm.
together, looking out for each other, being there for
Right.
each other. The energy of friendship and love and uh,
Yes.
camaraderie,
Yes.
that we experience. Um, there's one other question I really wanted to ask, because,
Hmm.
we're in some interesting times. We're always in interesting times, don't get me wrong, but we're in some
Right.
really interesting times,
Yeah.
where we're
Yes.
all being asked to change a lot. And well, maybe two things. Uh, what kind of changes do you think we can make in order to um, experience this some feeling of I'll combine the questions, some feeling of sanctuary, some feeling of being able um, to create this natural and organic exchange where we feel supported. I think that's what fair and equitable exchange does. Fair and equitable exchange is support. And so my question is really about that. And how can we, or what are some ideas that you have where we might be able to do that uh, at this time, or small steps even?
Um, so ask me the first part of that question one more time.
In what ways do you think that we can create,
Create.
yeah, create, or, I don't want to use co-create, but I'm going to use co-create or collaborate, or, in,
Collaborate. Right.
like, how can we create some sanctuary for one another and support for one another, common unity, community, conviviality?
Well, I can say this, and I'm kind of like biased because I know kind of what's working in the background.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that you are on your way to doing that. You are on your way. You yourself, I'm speaking from what I know right now from the perspective of where I'm sitting with you.
Yeah.
And it's you're actually pivoting from where you were to now like, oh wow, I'm gonna open this up and I'm gonna make it the same, but not really. I know that sounds crazy, but it's gonna be a little bigger. Um, my philosophy is you build it, they'll come. I
Oh,
truly believe that if you build it and you build it in a way, they will come. And it might be a slow trickle. I'm seeing that here
mhm.
um, because it's something new and people don't know. But what I will say is people talk, and that's what's going to happen. If you build something and you build it with humans in mind and you build it with
Human.
love being the foundation and you build it with um, on the
Mm.
foundation of the desire and wanting to make things good, then it will start sprouting. And believe it or not, and I'll take it back to this 180 square feet. It's crazy when I go into the world and people are like, oh my God, I've heard about you. I've been trying to get over there. Oh my gosh, you're here. I might do a pop up and they're like, oh, I've been dying to try this. Oh my gosh, it's everything what I've heard about. And so it's like, you never know what's going to happen even if you have one person or two people show up to, you know, to I don't know, a Substack, or you have a person come, one person show up to help, with the volunteer day. You put it out there, you offer it, and people, I truly believe in a couple of things. If you build it, they'll come, and word of mouth
Yeah.
is the most
Relationship.
strongest and
Yep.
relationship because
Relationships.
when
Build
someone a
relationships.
relationship, yep, and it's the again word of mouth, it's the breath, and I'm gonna trust in someone more than I'm gonna trust in an Instagram post. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
Human
people
interaction. Yeah.
have been there, human interaction. Someone has either interacted with the actual um, sanctuary or they've been in the presence of someone that has and they want to get there. And so it's the creating the space. It's
Yeah.
literally creating the space and having people in mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's having the people in mind when we create.
Yeah.
So when
If you build it, they will
and
come.
realizing that yeah, and realizing
Yeah.
that it ain't it ain't just mine. You know what I mean? I might say it's my shop, but I'm
No.
like, yo, honestly, true story. Last night I was here after the meeting. I was here. It was late, and I'm like, okay, it's time to go home. And I hear a knock on the window. I'm like, who is knocking on the window at like 10 o'clock at night? And of course, I'm like, stern face. And it was these three guys, and they wanted to know more about the space.
Oh,
And I
that's
could
so
have been like, mm-mm,
sweet.
no,
Oh,
no, no,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And then it was just something in me that I was like, you could share, open your window, but I'm still going to
You're
approach with
aware. Yeah.
caution. Yeah. And it was he at the end of the conversation he ended up asking about the two spaces that are available. He started asking about my space, and at the end one of the guys asked my name. I tell him and he's like, you're an angel. I just want to tell you, you were an angel.
Gosh, oh
You
my
like
gosh,
literally helped
see,
us.
you
and
are.
i was
He's
like
right.
and I was like, I could have not opened the window, and I could have been like, nah, you know but it's one of those things where if we open up, you know I don't know now. That little interaction can now create this whole entire strip mall to be this flourishing place.
Right.
And
Open the
and
window.
even open the window,
Open the
build it, they
window
will come.
with
Right, build it,
discernment, of
they will
course.
come.
Yeah.
with discernment, of course.
And know that the
Um,
name.
and um, yeah,
That is so great. Oh my gosh. Thank you for being on my Substack with
thank
me.
you.
And I want to,
Finally,
I know I'm so grateful. And thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. And I'd love to do it again and talk more about, you know, what sanctuary means and how we can all have a little bit more.
yes,
But I
yeah,
love you. I cherish you.
love you too.
And yeah, and I
Thank
will
you.
look forward to seeing you this evening.
Yes, right. We did it.
We did it. Yay.
Bye.
Talk
See
soon.
you.
Bye.
See you. Bye.